YouTube, live on Rumble. Good morning or good afternoon. Welcome to This Date in History, AKTDH. Whoops. Wait, why is this? Oh, is it picking me up? Hold on a second. Yes, it is. Discord isn't picking me up. So that's going to be a problem here in 1 minute, but I'll deal with that here in a minute. AKTDH, I am Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you viewer, thank you so much for coming in and watching. Today is Thursday, aka Thursday.
I don't see a green light there.
Oh, yeah, I just went over that. I'm going to be dealing with that here in a minute. January 26, January 22nd, 2026. This show is about interesting and important events that occurred on this calendar date throughout the recorded annals of history. Starting with, hold on a second. Starting with, there we go. There, now it's working. Starting with 565, Eutychius was deposed as Patriarch of Constantinople by John Scholasticus. It's a weird last name. Scholasticus. That's a.
Eutychius? Is that what you said?
Eutychius.
Okay.
Yeah. 613. 8-month-old Constantine was crowned co-emperor Caesar by his father Heraclius at Constantinople. 8-month-old. So that's far younger than the 8-year-old or whatever it was that we spoke about the other day.
It was younger than that, I think.
8 months?
No, younger than 8 years.
Well, maybe 7 or 6 or something.
Yeah. It was young.
Yeah. Moving up to 1472, Great Comet of 1471, C/1471Y1, became the closest comet in modern times, coming within 10 million kilometers of Earth. How do they figure that out?
I don't know.
1472.
That's a puzzle.
Yeah. 1506, the first contingent of 150 Swiss guards arrived at the Vatican. And you remember I was telling you about how that one time the Pope escaped the Vatican and everything, a lot of the Swiss. So, like, historically, the Swiss Guard has been, and actually I think because of that moment, the Swiss Guard are forever tied with the Pope. Like, they're his security forces.
They're protector of the Pope?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, there's a whole thing about it. 1510, Jews were expelled from Colmar, Alsace. Why? Like, why does this keep happening? You know? 1517, Ottoman forces took Cairo, capital of the Mamluk Sultanate. It says here, Ottoman forces under Selim I defeated Mamluk Sultanate and took Cairo in modern-day Egypt, capital of the Mamluk Sultanate, after the Battle of Ridania. Yep.
Ottoman won a lot of battles.
Yeah. 1575, Queen Elizabeth I granted composers Thomas Tallis and William Byrne a monopoly on printing music. Now that just stifles creativity. In 1584, parts of the Switzerland adopted the Gregorian calendar, while other parts waited until 1812. That's a while. 1584 to 1812.
Wow. I wonder why parts did. Huh.
That's strange. 1673, postal service between New York and Boston was inaugurated, starting regular mail delivery between those two cities.
That's it, just between them, huh?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know,
we were a country.
New York and Boston?
Not yet. Not yet.
1673?
I thought it was 17.
No.
Yeah.
No, this was still colonies. 1673.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like, actually 103 years before the Revolution. Pretty interesting.
Way before.
Yeah. 1689, Prince William of Orange, the future King William III of Britain, summoned the Convention of Parliament to discuss ruling jointly with his wife, Mary, the daughter of the exiled King James II. And it says here from the other source, the Convention Parliament convened to determine whether James II and the 5th, or the 7th, the last Roman Catholic monarch of England, Ireland, and Scotland, had vacated the thrones of England and Ireland when he fled to France in 1688. This is a different thing. But this is both the parliaments. But this one's talking about King William, or future King William.
Yeah, Prince William.
Yeah, and this is talking about. So this is James, exiled James II, and this is weird. Like, I don't know how I'm going to explain this, but he had these two titles. He was James II and James VII.
Same guy.
The same guy. But because he was ruling over two different kingdoms, they already had their own lineage of Jameses. So he was James this other James in this other country, but he was still James, this other James in the first country. It's hard to explain.
That's weird.
It's stupid, kingdom politics and everything. Moving on to 1690, Iroquois tribes renew their alliance to the British in opposition to the French.
Oh, I didn't know that.
1775, Marshal Oscar von Lubomirski confiscated goods being sold by Jews in settlements on the outskirts of Warsaw, Poland. Why?
They confiscated.
Why does all this stuff always happen to Jews? Not every ass king falls out of the sky,
Right.
but if you wait for anybody to give you an explanation, that will be theirs. 1814, first Knights Templar Grand Encampment in the U.S. was held in New York City. So we had Knights Templar out here.
Ah.
Yeah, as opposed to the speculation that they became the Freemasons.
Yeah.
1837, an earthquake in southern Syria killed thousands. That's not good. 1840, New Zealand company settlers arrived aboard the Aurora at Te Waitangi at Tara, which became Port Nicholas in Wellington. All right, so now they're starting to settle New Zealand. 1842, Charles Dickens arrived in Boston, Massachusetts, with his wife Catherine.
Wonder where he is coming from. England?
Well, let's see here. He's from Britain,
So he had to be coming from England, yeah.
one would assume, yeah.
Yeah.
1850, Alta California became a daily newspaper, the first such in California.
Which one?
Alta California. It's just a newspaper.
Yeah.
7 years later, the National Association of Baseball Players was founded in New York City. Oh, actually, yeah, let me catch up here with this. So this is actually a postage stamp, but this is depicting them landing. And you
It's
can see...
pretty cool postage stamp.
Yeah. Well, back in the day, people actually, put effort into things that created, as opposed to now, where they just use AI and just crap it all over the internet. Now here we go. The National Association of Baseball Players, 1857 to 1870. Oh. So that must have been like, when they...
Is that like a union?
Well, I think that was
Or is that a league?
I think that's the predecessor to the NBA.
Not the NBA.
Or the MLB.
Could be.
Well, I thought NBA because National Baseball Association.
Basketball.
I understand that. This says National Association of Baseball Players.
Yeah.
So instead of basketball, my brain put baseball, and that's why I said NBA.
Oh.
I meant MLB.
Yeah.
But this is the NAB, the NBA. If that, you get what I'm saying. 1862, Confederate government raised premium for volunteers from $10 to $20. And actually, I'm gonna look up this entire article because now I want to know: was this the predecessor to the MLB? I think it is.
Or is it a union, like I said?
The National Association of Baseball Players, NABBP, was the first organization governing American baseball. Yada yada yada. Let's see here. Last convention held in 1871 with hundreds of members represented only via state association. The succeeding National Association of Professional Baseball Players is considered the first professional sports league. Through 1875, it governed professional baseball and practically set playing rules for all. Civil War,
so it's the predecessor, yeah.
Well, let me
I don't know
just
how
see.
it folded in exactly.
Yeah, it's still in the 1800s. I'm trying to. Well, it sounds like. Oh, here we go. Well, this is saying something about 1979, but it's still saying NABBP, and now we're in the 1900s. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, well, it says here another team that claims lineage from the NABBP is the Buffalo Bisons, currently a minor league, a AAA baseball squad. At the Niagara Club, that counts the Niagara Club as a predecessor. So it split off.
Sounds like MLB was an upstart and it eventually took over.
Yeah,
kind of feathered out.
Yeah, it sounds like some of the people in here went into this other league and everything. So that's interesting. You know what? I'm gonna add this into the underbar section here just because. Hold on a second. There we go.
Sports does have a history of upstart leagues starting.
Yeah.
Some of them successful, some not.
1863, we have the January Uprising began in Poland, prompted a rebellion against conscription into the Russian army. And from the other source, the January Uprising, an insurrection in Russia's Kingdom of Poland aimed at restoration of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth began, carried on for 1.5 years, but failed.
Okay, I'm confused. Russia and Poland, they're putting them kind of... Did you say Russia in the beginning?
Russia's Kingdom of Poland. So Poland was kind of like...
Russia.
And it says here from another source, the January Uprising broke out in Poland, Lithuania, and Belarus. The aim of the national movement is to regain Polish-Lithuanian Ruthenian Commonwealth from occupation by Russia.
Oh, okay.
So it was more than just
rebelling.
Poland. Yeah, they were trying to get independence. 1873, British SS North Fleet sunk at Dungeness, England. 300 died. Yikes. 1877, Arthur Tooth, an Anglican clergyman, I can never pronounce that word, Anglican, there we go, was taken into custody after being prosecuted for using ritualist practices. Now here we go. This is I'm going to be doing a hell of a lot of reading here. 1879, we have the Battle of Rorke's Drift. A British garrison of about 150 held off 3,000 to 4,000 Zulu warriors. 11 Victoria Crosses and several other decorations were awarded to the defenders. From another source, the Battle of Rorke's Drift, also during the Anglo-Zulu War, and just some 15 kilometers away from Isandlwana, which we'll get to that here in a minute, resulted in a British victory when their garrison of only 150 held off 3,000 to 4,000 Zulu warriors.
Good grief.
Yeah. And it says here, Anglo-Zulu War, the Battle of Rorke's Drift, yada, yada, yada. Okay, resulted in a British victory. Now, while that was happening, also during the Anglo-Zulu War, we have the Battle of Isandlwana resulted in a Zulu victory.
Oh,
so they
same
attacked,
day?
Same day, 2 different battles.
Wow.
There's the Anglo-Zulu War. You have the Battle of Rorke's Drift, which was 150 versus 3,000 to 4,000. They held off, resulted in a British victory just 15 kilometers or 9.3 miles away. There is this where the Isandlwana or the Zulu warriors attacked a British army camp in Isandlwana, South Africa, 9.3 miles away from this other battle.
Right.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Dude, I was having such a headache of trying to organize all that, between 2 different sources.
Yeah.
In 1881, Cleopatra's Needle, a 3,000... Oh, here's a photo of Battle of Rorke's Drift, it looks like. So this is...
But that's like the battle, what's that, 300 or whatever it was with the Persians?
Oh, Thermopylae?
The numbers.
Oh, yeah.
150 to 3,000 to 4,000?
Well, historically, if you're talking about Thermopylae, it was the 300, but they also had like 10 or some odd thousand of other Greek warriors with them. It wasn't just them by themselves as the movie portrayed.
Yeah.
But still, 150 versus 3,000 to 4,000.
Yeah, that's incredible.
But keep in mind, 3,000 to 4,000 Zulu warriors that are running around with wooden shields and spears and bows and arrows. Meanwhile, the British have guns.
Yeah.
So, technology prevails. 1881, Cleopatra's Needle, a 3,500-year-old ancient Egyptian obelisk, was erected in Central Park, New York.
No kidding.
No kidding. And this is from Egypt. So
that's legit?
Legit.
Wow.
I think we saw
Not
it.
a copy.
No, I think we actually, because we were in, now I'm not sure, how much we covered in Central Park when we were over there.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure we saw it.
Yeah,
I'm not
I just
sure.
don't remember.
1883, England completed its the first innings victory in Test versus Australia at Melbourne Cricket Grounds. All right. 1889, Columbia Phonograph was formed in Washington, D.C. And 1 year after that, Jose Marti formed La Liga, Union of Cuban Exiles in New York City. While that was going on, 1890 as well, the United Mine Workers of America was founded in Columbus, Ohio.
Unions?
Yep. 1895, the National Association of Manufacturers organized in Cincinnati.
More unions.
1899, leaders of 6 Australian colonies met in Melbourne to discuss confederation. So this is when they're figuring out, okay, let's form a country out of this. 1901, after 63 years, Britain stopped the sale of the Queen Victoria Postage Stamp series and began the King Edward VII series. All right. 2 years later, the Ejected Treaty concerning the U.S. right to the Panama Canal was signed by the Colombian Charge d'Affaires in Washington, D.C. However, it was never ratified. And I want to look this up here in image search. It's telling me second row. So let me big this. Oh yeah, here we go. So, 1903, Ejected Treaty, Colombia to give 99-year lease of Panama area to the U.S. in exchange for $10 million and $250,000 a year, not accepted by Colombian government. Then TR supports or encourages Panamanian revolt by sending gunboats to aid Panamanians. U.S. acquires canal zone from Panamanians, completed in 1914. U.S. establishments Guantanamo Bay Naval Base in Cuba, which was able to happen because of the Spanish-American War. We own that land since then.
Still do.
Yes, we do. 1909 to 33, U.S. troops in Nicaragua. And then 1914, Panama Canal opens. Wilson paid Colombia according to the Ejected, declaring moral diplomacy. So they paid him. That's pretty cool. Yeah. 1905, a large demonstration of workers in St. Petersburg, Russia, led by Father Gapon, marched to the Winter Palace with a petition to the Tsar. Troops fired on the protesters in what became known as Bloody Sunday. Yeah. This began the 1905 revolution. That would do it. As I always say, people are the power, and when it becomes evident that the governing powers do not want to yield to the people's will, then the people will force the will upon them. You know? And what are what's the government going to do? Kill us all? Then who they're going to rule over? They're going to lose no matter what. You know? So, just do it the easy way. Bless you. 1908, Katie McCauley was arrested for lighting a cigarette, violating the one-day-old Sullivan Ordinance, banning women from smoking in public, and was fined $5.
That again.
Yep. Appearing before the judge, she stated, "I've got as much right to smoke as you have. I never heard of this new law, and I don't want to hear about it. No man shall dictate to me." You go, girl! Hell yeah!
She was right.
Show him no sass, girlfriend. So... But yeah, no, seriously, what a bullshit law. 1915, over 600 people lost their lives in Guadalajara, Mexico, when a train plunged off the tracks into a deep canyon. 600.
Guadalajara.
Yeah. 1917, President Woodrow Wilson of the still neutral United States called for peace without victory. What kind of a bullshit statement is that? Peace without victory?
Victory.
What a crock of shit.
That's weird.
I know. Like, well, so what? Peace without victory. What, you lose and now you're peaceful under the occupation of another boot?
Yeah.
Well, you know, he was a Rothschild puppet. 1918, Ukraine proclaimed a free republic, but they were a German puppet. Everybody wants Ukraine.
No kidding.
Well, they are the breadbasket of Europe, you know.
Oh, big time.
Yeah. 1919, Act Zluky was signed, unifying the Ukrainian People's Republic and the West Ukrainian National Republic. All right. I guess today is a Ukraine Day, you know? I crane, Ukraine, we all crane for...
Ukraine.
Yes. And independence. Oh. 1924, Ramsay MacDonald became the first Labour Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. 1 century ago, Belgian Chief of Staff General Magalhaes quit in 1926. 1 year after that, we have Teddy Wecklam gave the first live radio commentary of a football match. The game was between Arsenal Football Club and Sheffield United at Highbury. Okay. 31, Isaac Isaacs was sworn in as the first Australian-born Governor-General of Australia. Did we cover that yesterday?
I don't remember.
The first Australian-born, native-born, whatever.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It wasn't Isaac Isaacs. But that was something else. Huh. Anyway, 1931, jazz trumpeter Clyde McCoy recorded Sugar Blues for Columbia Records, selling over 14 million copies internationally in 1931. Wow. 1941, British and Australian troops captured Tobruk from the Italians and, during Operation Compass. It's a pretty significant thing right there. 1941, first mass killing of Jews in Romania. Yeah. under German rule. 43, Allied Joint Chiefs of Staff determined invasion of Sicily for July 10th. So we've been talking about invading of that and all that stuff. 1944, Allied forces began landing at Anzio on the Italian mainland during Operation Shingle, assaulting Anzio and Nettuno in Italy on the mainland. Burma's
started.
Yep. Well, no, this is not. This was not Palermo.
No, but it's the invasion of Italy.
Well, Palermo was the invasion of Italy, just the island. Mm-hmm. And then this is when they're invading these things, began landing on the Italian mainland. So this is after Palermo.
Oh, okay.
But, because right here, we were just talking about invasion of Sicily.
Yeah.
And that's in Italy. Okay, so this is something else. Palermo is the island. Too much stuff happening. 1945, Burma Highway reopened. 1 year after that, in Iran, Qazi Muhammad declared the Independent People's Republic of Mahabad at Kahar Shirar Square in the Kurdish city of Mahabas. He would become the new president, and Haji Bana Sheikh became the prime minister. All right. And while that was happening, the Central Intelligence Group was created, later to become the Central Intelligence Agency. Yes. 47, the first commercial TV station west of the Mississippi, KTLA, Channel 5 in Hollywood, Los Angeles, California. Yeah, began broadcasting. KTLA. In 1948, all-time great England cricket spin bowler Jim Laker took 7-103 in his first Test innings in first Test versus West Indies in Bridgetown, Barbados. All right. 51, Fidel Castro was ejected from a Winter League baseball game after hitting a batter. Now, hold on a second. So this is the Australian thing, or something to do with Australia, I think. Fed conference, and this was the Russian thing, if we remember what that was. Not sure. Here's a lady who was smoking.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. And here's Fidel Castro with baseball players.
But that's not him being thrown out of a game because he didn't have a uniform on.
No, but look at this on the left. He has a lookalike right there.
Yeah.
Huh. But yeah, no, this is probably the game though that he got thrown out of.
I don't think so.
I don't know, because it's not a picture of him being thrown out, but it could have been the game that he was thrown out of.
You look too old there to be a baseball player. It was in his younger days before the revolt.
Oh wait, he was a baseball player?
Yeah, I believe so.
Hold on a second.
In Cuba, not here.
Well, yes. Hold on. I didn't know that. Was Fidel Castro a baseball player? Did Fidel Castro in baseball? Well, it's showing it. But this looks way too. That's not Fidel. Wait, what? Hold on a second. That looks way too, it's too good.
Yeah, that doesn't look like him.
Or maybe that's colorized. It's Getty Images. Huh? But he's very young in that. Well, not very, but
Well, that's why I say that other picture was older. He wasn't playing baseball then. I mean, I can't tell you what he played. Well, apparently he pitched. What league is over there? But I just somehow knew that he played baseball.
You think he was still playing baseball with this? Great. I'm just trying to figure out, was he a baseball player? Because you're saying he was, and there's a lot of pictures. Cuban leader and baseball advocate Fidel Castro. Well, it's starting to sound like he was. So, we got to keep on going for the sake of the show.
Yeah.
But before we do, I just want to say I learned something interesting about his son, Justin. He is in a relationship with Katy Perry.
Who's Katy Perry?
I wish I didn't know. But
I'm sorry.
But even worse news is he's out here. Both of them.
Oh.
They're out here in the LA area.
Oh.
So, God now we have Justin Trudeau and Gavin Newsom in the same state with me. God, kill me now. 1950, what else do we have? 56, Canadian Football Council formed. And if anybody can let us know if Fidel Castro was a baseball player, like, please tell us in the comments section. 1957, Israel withdrew from the Sinai Peninsula. 1959, Buddy Holly made his last recordings in his New York City apartment alone with an acoustic guitar. He taped 5 songs, including Peggy Sue and Crying, Waiting, Hoping, which were embellished, overdubbed, and released posthumously by Coral Records. Is that the same Peggy Sue?
Peggy Sue. Uh-oh,
Peggy.
Peggy
Sue.
Uh-oh.
So is that the one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was earlier than that, but apparently not.
Do you think he might have, like, made it, like, beforehand and then did another recording of it? But
Well,
because it
I
just
don't
says
know.
he tapes 5 songs, including Peggy Sue.
Yeah. He may have redone it on an acoustic. I don't know.
And it says here, which were embellished, overdubbed, and released posthumously. So maybe he was trying to do a different sound or something. I don't know. 1959, I wonder how the hell can they figure this out? USAF concluded that less than 1% of UFOs are unknown objects. Now, see, like, the whole thing about UFOs, it stands for unidentified flying object.
Yeah.
Now, you can look at anything. If I threw this over the wall, they just saw it, but they didn't know what it is. This could be an unidentified flying object.
Yeah.
Okay? But it is identifiable. So I wonder if that's what they're going with. Like, if less than 1% are true anomalies that are non-explainable.
Yeah.
Because I could be like, oh, that's a UFO. No, that's a Boeing 789-49B Fokker 294.
Yeah.
You know, F series.
Well, that's what
You
they
know?
are going for. They can explain away 99% of them.
Yeah. 1962, Organization of American States suspended Cuba's membership. Yeah. 1963, the Elysee Treaty of Cooperation between France and Germany, signed by Charles de Gaulle and Konrad Adenauer. Now, I'm going to give you a second to ponder that. Germany and France, and the France signatory is Charles de Gaulle,
Yeah.
the same president who got ousted by the Germans.
Yeah.
You want to talk about, political balls? Like this guy, Charles de Gaulle, was amazing, one of the greatest leaders of all time. 1964, world's largest cheese at 15,723 kilograms was produced in Wisconsin for the New York World's Fair. And I actually have a picture for it right
kidding.
here.
That's a
The
block of
whole
cheese?
thing is one
Wow.
giant, 34,591 pounds. World's largest cheese. Look at all the ribbons.
Good grief. Sounds cheesy to me.
Yeah. Well, too bad your jokes just don't cut it. 1967, between dozens and hundreds of anti-Somastica demonstrators were killed by the Nicaraguan National Guard in Managua. That's not good. 68, NASA's Apollo 5 first unmanned test flight of Apollo lunar module was launched in Earth orbit by Saturn 1B, not a Saturn 5. So, and this is 68. They're still testing unmanned stuff. Within a year and change, they landed a man on the moon. It just seems, because when you look at it, it wasn't until way later in the decade. Kennedy was going about putting a man on the moon by the end of the decade, not because it is easy, but because it is hard.
Yeah.
We didn't even start putting men into space until 68.
You could be right. I'm not sure.
Like, I think I am.
But
So the majority of that was all like leading up to that. So you mean to say that within the last 300 to 400 days of a 10-year program, you finally get people into space and send them to the moon? You'd think there'd be a lot more trials, especially with all, however long it took.
When did they go to the moon? 69?
Allegedly, I think that they did land on the moon, but not before 1970. I think they did it just so that way they can beat Russia, so to speak, and fulfill Kennedy's demand and all that stuff, and demoralize the Soviet Union And they during the whole space race, we bled them dry. They dumped all their economy into all that space race stuff, and it ruined them. We played them like a fiddle, and they fell for it, you know? And, like, as I said, I believe not before 1970. At the same time, all those people, all the conspiracies about, oh, blah, blah, the X is above this, or yada, yada, about the not landing on the moon. Mm-hmm. There's another theory that I subscribe to, higher above most, which is they did fake the tapes because the radiation in space erased all that out in the vacuum.
So you think they were erased?
Yes. Well, I mean, you take a magnet to a normal tape and you erase it. Well, you're out there in the vacuum of space with all that solar radiation bashing all over the place. Who's to say that they had to fake, the landing just to have something, but there's no original footage. They said they deleted the original footage, but there is no original footage. From the landings.
I don't know, yeah.
So there's all sorts of stuff. Anyway, in 1968, an NBA announced expansion franchise licenses awarded to Milwaukee Bucks and Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
68 as well, Operation Igloo White, a U.S. electronic surveillance system to stop communist infiltration into South Vietnam, began. 1970, first commercial flight of a Boeing 747, Pan American World Airways flew from New York City to London in 6.5 hours. The world's first jumbo jet. Main voyage from John F. Kennedy International Airport to London Heathrow Airport. 71, the Singapore Declaration, one of two most important documents to be uncodified, or to the codified Constitution of the Commonwealth of Nations, was issued. Sounds pretty important right there. 1 year later, an anti-internment march was held at Magellan Strand, County Derry. As the march neared the internment camp, it was stopped by members of the Green Jackets and the Parachute Regiment of the British Army, who used barbed wire to close off the beach.
Jeez.
So this is more of the troubles. They just do not want to let go of Ireland. George Foreman in 1973 TKOs Joe Frazier in 2 rounds to win WBC and WBA heavyweight boxing titles in Kingston, Jamaica. Frazier knocked down 3 times in both first and second rounds. Wow.
He passed away just recently, didn't he?
George Foreman, yes, he did. March 21st last year.
Yeah.
So it's almost been a year. January, February, March.
Yeah.
1973, in a landmark decision, the U.S. Supreme Court legalized most abortions, Roe v. Wade. Writing the majority opinion, Justice Harry Blackmun stated that the criminalization of abortion does not have roots in the English common law tradition. 73, U.S., North Vietnam, South Vietnam, and the Viet Cong signed a boundary accord. Okay, well, the war is still on, so there is no such thing as boundaries. It's either us or them. War is war. It's easy. 1973, the crew of Apollo 17 addressed a joint session of Congress after the completion of the final Apollo moon landing mission. Have you heard about that movie, Apollo 18?
No.
It's really interesting.
Is it out or is
It's been out for a long time.
Oh.
No, it's about a classified mission to the moon over on this other area, and there's actually life, and they're the rocks. It's all sorts of stuff. 1973, a chartered Boeing 707 exploded in flames upon landing at Kano Airport in Nigeria, killing 176.
Yikes.
Right at the end, too.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? The whole time, you land and then you explode. Gee, thanks. 1976, bank robbery in Beirut netted a record of $20 to $50 million. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
Which one is it? Where? 79, tens of thousands of UK public sector workers went on strike. And I wonder why. 901, O.A. Bum Phillips became head coach of NFL New Orleans Saints. Why was his name Bum?
I don't know. That was his nickname.
But that's an interesting nickname. 1982, 75% of North America was covered by snow. 83, Houston was the first NBA team to hold scoreless in an overtime. Portland Trail Blazers outscore them 17-0 and win 113-96. Huh.
So they were scoreless in overtime.
Yeah. 84, Annette Kennedy of SUNY set women's college basketball record with 70 points in a 116-21 victory over Pratt Institute at Purchase, New York. 84, Apple's seminal ad for the new Macintosh computer, directed by Ridley Scott, loosely based on George Orwell's 1984, played during the Super Bowl. Oh, gee, that's what you want to have associated with your product, isn't that? 1984.
Yeah.
Well, look at them now. Apple does less, costs more. It's that simple. 1985, cold wave damaged 90% of Florida's citrus crop.
Ooh.
That's not good.
I remember something about that.
Yeah.
Wiping them out down there.
Yeah. 1987, blizzard in New Jersey as 334 attended Devils Flame NHL game. New Jersey won 7-5.
Well, there was some major weather going on the East Coast.
Yeah, I guess it would make some people think that like all the crazy weather we're having today is just normal, almost as if all these climate change people are full of shit and trying to push a political agenda.
The whole climate change thing is wearing thin. It's not even on the agenda. What do you call it out there that they're having right now?
Summit or whatever it's called,
yeah.
G6 or something.
No, where Trump was just there. What's it called?
Oh, no.
It's the ski resort thing there. I'm going blank.
1987, Pennsylvania politician R. Bud Dwyer shot and killed himself at a press conference on live national television, sparking debate about the boundaries of journalism. Yikes. What the hell, man? 87 as well, Philippine security forces opened fire on a crowd of 10,000 to 15,000 demonstrators at Malacanang Palace, Manila, murdering 13. Jeez. Only 13. That sucks, but, Yeah, 1990, Robert Tappan Morris was convicted of releasing the 1988 Internet worm, or Morris worm, one of the oldest computer worms distributed via the Internet. May he rot in prison. 1991, cholera epidemic began in Peru with first known sufferer. 300,000 people were later infected over the next 12 months. Could you imagine being that person and just seeing the entire country go to shit because of you?
Yeah.
Wow. 1991, Kuwaiti oil facilities were destroyed by Iraqi forces. Yeah, they started burning all that.
Yeah.
Now, actually, what's interesting is I just saw a video about how they put out those fires.
Guys came from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They use explosives.
Is that what it was?
I believe so.
They put those out fast because it's going to be burning for 50 years.
Yeah, what they did is they use explosives, and that creates a vacuum just big enough, long enough, and devoid of oxygen enough. No, it just like a candle wick snuffs out.
They put them out quick. I know that.
Well, imagine a candle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well.
Okay.
Same thing, just bigger. 991, we got that one. 991, that one as well. 992, rebel forces occupied Zaire's national radio station in Kinshasa and broadcasted a demand for the government's resignation. Yep. While that was going on, Sarah Duchess of York, a.k.a. Fergie, wore a paper bag over her head on airline ride. Okay.
She was weird.
Evidently. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about who's this Fergie person?
Well, she was married to the youngest son of King Charles.
Oh, God, she looks weird already.
And they later divorced. So he wasn't in line for the throne. His older brother was. But he has since married. He is now married to, what's her name, Meghan?
Oh, Markle?
Markle? Yeah, Meghan Markle or something.
Well, I can see why she wore the bag now. 992, Space Shuttle STS-42, Discovery 15, launched into space. It says here it was carrying Dr. Roberta Bondar, making her the first Canadian female and the first neurologist in space. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
995, Palestinian bomb attack in Beit Lid, Israel, killed between 21 to 22 people. And according to our other source here, 19 of those were Israeli soldiers. In central Israel, near Netanya, 2 Ghazians exploded themselves at a military transport point. 1998, NHL's Minnesota franchise selected the nickname Wild. Okay. And the World League of American Football was renamed as NFL Europe. So National Football League, not to be confused with U.S. football, or as I like to call it, hand egg. 999, Australian missionary Graham Staines and his 2 sons were burned alive by radical Hindus while sleeping in their car in eastern India. Jesus. Even the Hindus have radicals. So, 2002, Kmart Corp became the largest retailer in U.S. history to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection.
Who was that again?
Kmart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember Kmart.
Yeah, they're gone now.
Oh, very much so. 2003, last successful contact with NASA spacecraft Pioneer 10, one of the most distant man-made objects. Yep. 2006, Evo Morales was inaugurated as president of Bolivia, becoming the country's first indigenous president. Good. 2006, Kobe Bryant scored 81 points in a 122-104 Lakers victory over the Toronto Raptors.
That was today.
His second highest game total in NBA history, behind only Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game from 1962. That was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
Wow. I was 18.
Can't believe that. 20 years ago. Man, oh man.
Wow. Rest in peace, Kobe. Black Mamba. 2009, Barack Hussein Obama signed an executive order to close the Guantanamo Bay detention camp, which was not implemented due to congressional opposition. Oh, what a surprise. A Democrat doesn't get something done. 2014, water vapor was detected on the dwarf planet Ceres. Well, water vapor is detected on the dwarf planet Aeonar. See? It's in my orbit. I'm in the Oort cloud. 2016, winter storm conditions strand 500 motorists for 24 hours in Somerset and Bedford counties, about 80 miles southeast of Pittsburgh on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Chile, in 2017, declared a state of emergency and requested international assistance as wildfires raged out of control. Then we have Jared Kushner was sworn in as senior advisor to U.S. President Donald Trump.
Yeah, he did some really amazing things in that first term. He is the pusher behind the Abraham Accords, all in the Middle East, and was not mainly responsible for a lot of peace agreements between different countries over there with Israel.
Wasn't he an actor or something?
No, he's married to Ivana Trump, or whatever it is, his daughter.
I could have sworn Jared Kushner was the name of some celebrity or some singer or something.
No.
Okay. Well, I'm going to unmark that.
I think he's a lawyer or something. Unmark what?
That article to not read again in the future if I.
Why?
Well, because I thought he was like somebody of not just politics. I don't care about politics.
Yeah.
I thought this was something weird. Like Jared Kushner, I thought he was an actor. Why would an actor be a senior advisor to a U.S. president?
Gotcha. Okay.
Then again, it is Trump, and he's an actor. He was on a reality show, so that's where I was going with it.
Yeah,
This is just a political post. Whatever. 2018, Netflix became the largest digital media and entertainment company in the world, worth $100 billion.
Who was that again?
Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And also, New Orleans Pelicans' DeMarcus Cousins had 44 points, 24 rebounds, and 10 assists in a 132-128 double overtime win over Chicago Bulls. First player since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in 1972 with 40-plus points, 20-plus rebounds, and 10-plus assists. Damn. This guy's good. 2021, Lloyd Austin confirmed as Defense Secretary by the U.S. Senate and the first black head of the Pentagon. What, the Pentagon has acne now? First blackhead of the Pentagon.
First what?
Blackhead. Like a zit. A blackhead. 2023, Australian surfer Laura Enver set world record riding the largest ever wave by a woman at 43.6 feet, 13.3 meters, on Oahu's North Shore in Hawaii. Didn't we cover this the other day?
We covered something like that.
Like
a woman, yeah.
Yeah, and it was recent. As 2023 recent or something.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
2023 as well, China's northernmost city, Mohi, recorded record low temperature of negative 53 degrees Celsius or negative 63 degrees Fahrenheit. That is chilly. Very. We also have Chinese New Year of the Rabbit began when China marking the largest celebration of the New Year since 2020. After the Kung Flu restrictions were lifted. 1 year after that, 2024, Joe Embiid set NBA 76ers record with 70 points in a single game during a 133-123 win over visiting San Antonio Spurs in Philadelphia. Previous record of 68 set by Wilt Chamberlain in 1967. And we have the new Hindu temple to the god Ram, something, inaugurated by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Ayodhya city in a grand ceremony on site of a mosque razed to the ground by Hindi militants in 1992. So there used to be a mosque there. Okay. It says here, Ram Mandir was inaugurated by Indian Prime Minister. Well, that's weird. It says here, the new Hindu temple to the god Ram, and then this is saying Ram like a guy. Ram Mandir was inaugurated, or I guess that's the name of the person, but not person, the name of the structure. Okay. Yeah, like the Taj Mahal or something. Yeah. This is the Ram Mandir. Okay. It was inaugurated by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi at Ayodhya, Uttar Pradesh, after 500 years of dispute. Yeah, well, there was a mosque there, so. And last but not least here, we have the world's first mass vaccine program against malaria began in Yaoundé, Cameroon. After successful trials of RTS and S vaccine showed it saved 1 of 3 lives.
Jeez.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
That's a 33.333% right there. And that shall be the show. Please check the underbar of the description for any links that you may be interested in, including my limited to all things Omni Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis. We can only bring you a portion. You saw all the stuff I was, skipping over. Please check our sources for more. It is up to you to find the artifacts of our history, but only if each individual reaches out with and for open mindfulness and a yearning to see outside of what you think you know, to grow and to find enlightenment. We have to find common ground with those who see their opinions differently from your own and find a better way to be better to one another. For your dose of past events daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. If we don't get a show out on live, we'll get a show out some other point on that day. We're doing our best here. Please check the underbar for all of you and all of us. I am Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you here are you. I am about to cough horrendously, so until you catch us next time, whenever it is, wherever it is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles! Try not to cough.
Yeah.
Try not to die.
I know.